like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth off LGBT. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yep, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, man. So y'all tap on in tonight. I told y'all I was coming with a banger tonight, man. Y'all press 1 in the comment section if y'all can hear me. We got a mic check. Press 1 in the comment section if you guys can hear me, man. We have a mic check. If y'all can hear me, press 1. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Y'all can hear me in the comments. Man, it's about to get funky tonight. Oh my God. And we sitting on one. We sitting on one. And salute to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Make sure, again, y'all hit the like, share, and subscribe. All the people that sent donations to the Cash App and PayPal to support my work, I appreciate all of y'all, man. Real talk. And I'm going to shout all of y'all out at the end of this video that's been in the Cash App, PayPal. If y'all want, the link is pinned at the top of the comment section. And we are going to get in it tonight because this one right here is, man, now another celeb, or actually I should say a celebrity, has now come forward with certain allegations against Sean Diddy Combs and the quote-unquote bishop. Now, shout out to Boss Talk 101, man. One of the most underrated YouTube channels out there. Great content, great production. Man, them Texas boys doing it big, man. Love their show, man. Big fan of their show. Big fan of what they stand for, what they stand on, and what they represent. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to their channel, and I'm going to put all the links to everything I talk about today because I'm going to talk about them, and I'm going to talk about something different tonight because this is going to be absolutely explosive, this stream. Now, who you guys are looking at on the right-hand side of y'all screen is actor Columbus Short. Now, for you guys who don't know, or you may have not known, this guy, basically, his acting debut was as a dancer in the film You Got Served back in 2004. He later appeared in a comedy film called Accepted in 2006, starring Justin Long. He then took lead roles in a direct-to-DVD movie, Save the Last Dance 2, alongside Isabella Miko. He was in Stomp the Yard as well. Man, he also appeared twice in the Disney Channel original series That's So Raven as Trey, a member of the fictional boy band Boys in Motion. Other TV appearances he's been on have been the ER, Judge and Amy. He is major, y'all. Straight up. In 2006, he appeared in NBC's Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. In 2007, he was among the presenters at the NAACP Image Awards. Also in 2007, he appeared in the movie The Christmas, also starring Chris Brown and Lauren London. In 2008, he appeared in the movie Quarantine, co-starring Jay Hernandez and Jennifer Carpenter. And he played the part of musician Little Walker in Cadillac Records. In 2008 with Jeffrey Wright, Beyonce Knowles, and Oscar winner Adrian Brody. In 2010, he played in Pooch in the film The Losers, based on a graphic novel co-starring Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Chris Evans, and Zoe Saldana, right? And directed by Sylvan Wright, who had already directed him in the Stomp the Yard movie. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has come forward tonight, and absolute general epic salute to Boss Talk 101. I tell you guys, man, I listen to their channel all the time. Big time, man. I love what the brother stand on and what he stand for. Fair dude, good dude. Put out great quality content, have great underrated interviews. Old fashioned cat, man. I respect the dude, and I respect what he stand on. I respect what he about. But he did this interview, and oh my God, we're gonna get to some of this interview, and this was just unbelievable. This guy, actor, and celebrity, Columbus Short, basically said that he was propositioned and invited to Diddy's room by himself at 2 o'clock in the morning. And also, he made some other claims, as well as he said his drink had been spiked before. And he also claims that he saw, quote unquote, the bishop and other people doing unbelievable, salacious things. And I'm going to play you guys what he had to say and his allegations right now. We're going to get into the commentary. Again, I'm going to put all the links in the comment section, description box. So make sure in the comment section below, make sure y'all go subscribe to them. And here we go.
I get you on stage, man. And I was like, man, I'm not going to look in the mirror and just do 5 minutes. I said, let me beta test on my platform. And so what I was doing, using current events, telling stories, telling the truth, and saying what was happening. And, you know, it just so happened when I started my journey, Diddy was hot in the street, so I had to hit it. I didn't know what that was. You know, I was really like, I had to touch it. You had me off. Like, I was like, he really did call him one night. Like, I didn't know what was, that was true. Absolutely true. You see, you know, a lot of people. I thought that was a joke. Like, exclusive. Man. No, so when I did Stomp the Yard, it was #1 2 weekends in a row. And the second weekend, you know, I was like experiencing, you know, phone calls. I'm getting movie offers, and right? All these things are kind of happening. And one day, I got a phone call, unknown number. I answered it, and it was Diddy. And I was like, fanboyed out. Like, what? He's like, man, I'm a big fan, man. You killed that movie, boo. Hey, I heard you coming to New York next week to do 106 in Park. Hey, pull up at the Sandra store. You can get whatever you want. Like, boom, you know, go out there, go up there, look fresh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Diddy's looking out for me, man. I never met him when I got to New York. I just went to the Sandra store, and they was like, opened up the gates for me. You know, I geared up, boom. Never met him when I was there for those couple days. Then, that was January. February, because Stomp came out January 17, 2007. So February was All-Star in Vegas that year, 2007. Never forget it. So went to the All-Star game. It's crazy. And then my boys, my partners, they roll with Diddy tough. There was like, you know, the band for Bad Boy for a long time. They're like, hey man, Diddy said you could come to the Palms. He's having an after party. You know, he had the big one with the pool. Yeah, I've been in that one. I've been in that one. So, you know, I went up there, it was packed. I mean, niggas was in the lobby for lines trying to get in. They was just security escorting me through. And Diddy was just, you know, so this went on for about a year. Any parties he had, like I didn't know that there was other parties. Yeah. You wasn't at them parties. I wasn't at the parties. I was at the, you know, the big party. And then Diddy called me one day after I did Cadillac Records. He came to the premiere of Cadillac Records in New York. And he was like, man, you killed that. He said, I'm up for this movie or this show. It was a movie, Raisin in the Sun. Yeah. He's like, I need an acting coach, man. So I put him with my acting coach. Okay. I had since I was a kid. Yeah. And my acting coach, big shout out, Josh Baton. Wonderful, phenomenal acting coach. And he started working with him. You know, then Diddy was on a series for a little bit, and then he was working. So he was always looking out. So I think it was just now, looking back, like the groomage, right? Yeah. So I was the BET Awards were happening in town. I didn't go because I wasn't nominated. So I'm like, well, I'm not going. I'm not nominated. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting my back behind at the crib. So about 2:30 in the morning, 2:15, 2:30 in the morning, phone rings, unknown number. I don't answer unknown numbers. But, you know, my wife's looking at me like, yeah. Who is that? Yeah, pick that up. I don't know about this. So I put it on speaker. Yeah. I picked it up. I say, who is this? It's Sean. I'm like, Sean? It's Pop. I'm like, oh, it's good. Talking low like that? Talking low. So I put it on speaker. Yeah. 30 in the morning, 2:15. The BET Awards were happening in town. I didn't go because I wasn't nominated. So I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not nominated. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting my back behind at the crib. So about 2:30 in the morning, 2:15, 2:30 in the morning, phone rings, unknown number. I don't answer unknown numbers. But, you know, my wife's looking at me like, yeah. Who is that? Pick that up. I don't know about this. And put it on speaker. Yeah. I picked it up. I say, who is this? It's Sean. I'm like, Sean? It's Pop. I'm like, oh, it's good. Talking low like that? Talking low. So I was So I was like, "Hey, what's good?" I said, "What's cracking?" He said, "We didn't see you. We didn't see you tonight at the BET Awards. We didn't see you tonight." He said, "He's checking in." He said, "What you doing?" I was like, "Oh man, I'm at the crib." He said, "Oh yeah, we over here at the He said, "I'm over here at the Beverly Hills Hotel." I said, "Oh, for real?" So who over there? Just me. Come on, man. That man ain't there. You serious? He said, "Just me." So my wife, she's yeah, I'm over here on the suspect list. What the hell? I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm in bed, bro. I'm good." He's like, and just hung up. But did he ever give you signs? Did you ever give him any signs, any reason? No, nothing whatsoever. So I'm like, man, but now I got smoke in my house. So my wife looking at me like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "I don't know. This man just called me. Like, I don't know what's going on." So anyway. So, people, when I posted that on IG, people was like, the comments was like, "But did you go?" Yeah, you did. They was like, right. "You did leave it like your love." I'm like, "Oh, I got to respond to this." But I was like, the only way people really listen is if you say, they listen to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle say some shit they know is fake. I was like, "Hell no, I didn't go crazy. It's ridiculous when I look like going to a grown man's hotel room in the middle of the night. It's ridiculous. Anything's possible with this man." Like Kevin Garnett went.
Excuse me, to the person in the comment section, this video was just posted 1 hour ago on Boss Talk's channel. It's the first time I saw this video, so I'm going to talk about it. If you don't like it, you can leave my channel, or I easily block your ass out my channel, because I have an entire show planned for tonight. So you can come on my channel and either enjoy the show, or you can leave right now and get the hell out, one way or another.
NBA championships, anything possible. I was playing those games with PG that night. Oh, it could have changed everything. Damn, man. So you were not surprised when all of this came out in the open at all? No, I wasn't, because I have, as I gotten further deeper into the game, people talk. So I would hear stories, but I never saw nothing. Right. You know what I mean? So I can't be like... Yeah, because you didn't go to those other parties. Yeah, I didn't know there's after parties. You didn't go to that hotel that night. I didn't go to that goddamn hotel. That's the part.
Now, so he basically said he was proposition, bro. More and less than less than a few words. He was proposition to go over there, and he basically said that, "Nah, I ain't go over there." You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to, I just didn't do it. But he said the man hit him up at 2:00 in the morning. Yo, that's crazy. Then he talked about how he talked about an incident where his drink had got spiked. Now, remember, we always talk about these things, and we hear about so many people saying their drink got spiked, and people saying, "Oh, I don't believe these stories. I don't believe it. That sounds wild." How is all these people out here saying this stuff if it ain't true? I need this to make sense. How is all these people saying these things if it's not true? The man said himself he's seen salacious things and seen all kind of people at these parties that you would lose respect for instantly, doing God knows what, is what he said.
Okay, so I did see some things one time, and I escaped. Well, it's not, that sounds dramatic, but I was, I thought, I'm an arts kid, so let me give some context. Growing up in art school, in high school, it was the first time I saw, like, men, like, boys, like, it was like, we was in junior year, like, going together, like, holding hands in school and kissing and stuff. I was like, but I didn't want to judge them. They were talented. You know what I mean? And so there was this understanding and what is it called? Just non-judgment about it. Yeah. So I was always been, non-judgment about people's sexuality. But, people that you've seen that you would not assume, doing compromising things. Once again, so is everybody lying? Everybody lying? He said people you wouldn't believe you've seen in their doing compromising things.
The man said he's seen this with his own eyes. But people gonna say, "Hey man, he lying, man. They lying, they capping." Man, everybody ain't lying, man. Everybody ain't lying, man. I dare a dude to call me 2:00 in the morning talking about, "Yeah, man. Yeah. Yo, this Sean." "Who?" "Man, it's Puff." "Man, I'm over here, man." "Who you with?" "Man, I'm by myself." "Huh?" Man, y'all stop playing with me, man.
So I was always been, non-judgment about people's sexuality. But, people that you've seen that you would not assume, doing compromising things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Booed up. I'm like, you my brother. I ain't gonna boo up with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You my brother.
Public, you don't do this.
We ain't never gonna be sitting too close on the couch. No. Wait, if me and you just wanna go catch a Marvel movie, nigga, we gotta have a seat in the middle.
No, yeah, for sure.
No popcorn. We're not sharing popcorn. We're gonna have to have a seat. Okay? We some spice. So I'm seeing some things, and I was like, man, and so I used to drink a lot. Like a lot. Like I could drink a bottle of tequila by myself. And I had got invited to this thing, but I hadn't drank all day.
Now, peep what he said. He said, I used to drink a lot. He said I could drink a whole bottle of tequila by myself and just, you know what I'm saying? So basically he's telling you that he's a dude, he can hold his liquor. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. Listen to what he say next.
To drink a lot. Like a lot. Like I could drink a bottle of tequila by myself. And I had got invited to this thing, but I hadn't drank all day. And so this is now, it's night. It's like 11:30, 12. There's only about 14, 15 people in there, but some people. And they was like, Columbus, what you drinking, Columbus? Like, I only drink one thing, tequila. And they were like, oh, get him this. Oh, we got this. Smooth tequila. So I was like, all right, let me get a shot. So I'm over here, like, we chopping it up. I take my shot. I'm like, pretty smooth. So we chopping it up. 5 minutes go by, 7 minutes go by. Something wrong. Something wrong.
Whoa. Something was in your drink.
Something wrong. Because I'm getting dizzy.
Now, everybody say these dudes is capping. Everybody say all these people that's witnesses or people who's making these accusations that's coming out filing these lawsuits. See, I'm going to cook tonight. I'm going to cook tonight because I got something special for y'all tonight. Everybody stick around. You do not want to miss this. I got something special tonight because I told y'all this now. I try to tell everybody this. Y'all come out here, hey, man, I don't know, man. I don't believe it, man. All the people lying. Man, get out of here, man. Everybody ain't lying, man.
Smooth tequila. So I was like, all right, let me get a shot. So I'm over here, like, we chopping it up. I take my shot. I'm like, pretty smooth. So we chopping it up. 5 minutes go by, 7 minutes go by. Something wrong. Something wrong.
Whoa. Something was in your drink.
Something wrong. Because I'm getting dizzy. I'm trying
on one shot.
On one shot. So I'm like, I'm trying to stay focused. But I'm hearing, but it's going on. I start getting a little sweaty. I was like, oh, something wrong. I gotta find it. I'm like, I played it cool.
Where's the restroom?
Where's the bathroom? Yeah. So I'm like, they like down this hall, and it's like a big ass house in Atlanta. So I'm like, walking down the hallway, look like the Starship Enterprise. I go to the bathroom and I put my finger down my throat and cat backing.
Yeah, because you knew.
And my manager was with me, so he kicked in the door. Oh, Short, you all right? I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. He's like, the driver's still outside. Let's go. So we go out, and they all met us in, like, the vestibule. And they're like, hey, you good, Short? I was like, chill, just relax. I'm like, nah, I was like, no, I'm fine. I got to be at set early in the morning. Boom, get in the SUV. Just get out of here. Damn! So,
who was at this party?
That was the night that being an alcoholic saved my life and my booty hole.
Because you knew how to get
on out of there.
Damn it, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
who was there? I don't want to name the name.
Okay, I sure was going to ask.
Like, who did
Now, why would he say to save my booty hole? Why would he say that unless these things that people are alleging have truth to them? Why would he say this? Why would he say this? I need people to make this make sense. Make it make sense. The man said himself. And then he said they told him, yo, you lucky you got out of there. They was going to put you on tape. Let me play that. Because I know niggas going to say I'm capping now. I'm a really cook. I swear to God, boy. We going out this year in fashion.
There's a lot of people there, though.
I'm like 14, 15. That's weird. So it felt like, have you ever seen that movie, Rosemary's Baby?
No.
Where it's like they're like all talking, like they're having a dinner party, but everybody's like talking, and you're talking, but everybody's talking, but everybody's looking at you. That's the way it felt. That's the way it felt.
You're the meat of the night.
I was like, oh, they was about to put me on the grill.
They was down to you.
So I asked my boy. I said, after all this stuff about Diddy came out, been coming out recently, I called my boy. I said, man, now it all making sense. I said, what was they gonna do? What was gonna happen if I had stayed over there and I was drunk? He said, hey, man, you was gonna be caught on tape with a triple glizzy. I said, what's a triple glizzy?
Come on now. Come on now. But niggas on cap, my nigga. Niggas just don't cap. They on cap. They on cap. Oh, man, everybody's lying, man. This is all lies. They're all lying. Everybody's lying. Man, shut the hell up, man. Bro, this man said they told him, man, listen, man, they was going to have you on tape getting the triple glizzy, dog. You know what that is? Huh? You don't want to know what that is. You don't want to know what that is. Right? That's the double beefcake special. You don't want to know what that is. You don't want to know what that is. Right? But everybody lying though, right? Man go out there with a straight face. Straight face. And said they told him, was like, man, he said, yo, when I seen all this stuff going down with Diddy, you're like, damn, it all makes sense now. Like, and people start thinking about, yeah, I don't understand what's going on with people, bro.
I said, what was they gonna do? What was gonna happen if I had stayed over there and I was drunk? He said, hey, ma, you was gonna be caught on tape with a triple glizzy. I said, what's a triple glizzy? I'll let you guys decide what the triple glizzy is. All right, man. And I'm like, man.
And that would have been blackmailed.
Then I would have been under the toe. You know what I mean? And then you're looking at Bishop. Oh.
Now let's get to this. Said the Bishop. Now let's get to this. Now what Bishop he talking about, we don't know, because again, he didn't say specifically which Bishop he's talking about, right? But this is what he had to say about a bishop, right? And again, all parties are innocent until proven guilty, and we don't know what bishop he is referring to because he never said which bishop he is referring to. Now let's get to that part.
And that would have been blackmailed.
Then I would have been under the toe. You know what I mean? And then you're looking at Bishop. Oh man, get ready. What the hell, man? Yo, hey, your boy Brandon G. Jackson said they had the power bottom spirit on my show. He was like, I can't help it if somebody got a power bottom spirit. Like, it could be bad. I'm like,
talking about just pray for them.
Pray for them.
But do you believe that it's not everything you hear?
100% true. 100% true. 100% true. You know what I mean? And people that keep your mouth off the bishop, man. The bishop's going to have his mouth off sometimes. Wait a minute. Okay? Like,
let me stop that right there. Let me stop that right there. This man said 100% true. First time I ever heard this tonight. This man said 100% true. He didn't say no names. He didn't say any names. That is unbelievable, man. That is unbelievable, man. That is unbelievable, bro.
100% true. You know what I mean? On my show, he was like, hey, you ready?
And that would have been blackmailed.
Then I would have been under the toe. You know what I mean? And then you're looking at Bishop. Oh man, get ready. What the hell, man? Yo, hey, your boy Brandon G. Jackson said they had the power bottom spirit on my show. He was like, I can't help it if somebody got a power bottom spirit. Like, it could be bad. I'm like,
he's talking about just pray for them.
Pray for them.
But do you believe that it's not everything you hear?
100% true. 100% true. 100% true. You know what I mean? And people that keep your mouth off the bishop, man. The bishop's going to have his mouth off sometimes. Wait a minute. Okay? Like, how do you come up with that?
100% true. The only way I say that is if you can see, if you saw something.
All right. If you guys, Boss Talk, I heard Boss Talk, they got an ice ring on the low. They go from city to city heisting. They rob banks. They rob.
You have to see me to say that. You can't say that.
I heard Boss Talk, but then they're like, oh, but Columbus, you always on Boss Talk though. But do you know about this ring? Every time they come to town, you will. And every time they in town, somebody get robbed.
But you might not have known.
Every time Diddy in town, somebody booty hole getting blasted out. Damn! Oh, wait a minute. Sheesh. And I got called. I did not know what a power bottom was. So I had to flip through my phone. I was like, who's the gay dictionary? And I called my homeboy. I said, what is a power bottle?
I thought he made
Columbus.
it.
They said, Columbus. You don't know what a powder bottom is?
I thought he made that up.
Who?
I thought Brandon just made that up.
No, it's a thing.
It's
It's a real thing. And they were like, oh, yeah, it's been around for years. A power bottom is a larger, technically hairy man, could be of any ethnicity, that gets his back blown out.
I did not know that.
A powerful,
I did not
bigger
know
man.
that.
Power body. Yeah, power.
He described it, trying to describe somebody.
A bigger man. Let me ask you this. Did you see the Cat Williams, man?
Man, so look, man. Listen, man. All parties that are spoken about are innocent until proven guilty of any of these things that you guys are hearing. We are not here to cast guilt or assumption on anybody. We are only reporting what is being said. Again, you guys can actually go watch the entire interview, which I found to be absolutely, man, unbelievable interview on Boss Talk 101. And they just uploaded that like maybe an hour and a half ago. But I want to get to this because this is the main event tonight. This guy right here on your screen, Tony Buzbee. Now, a lot of people were saying a lot of things. A lot of people were saying a lot of things. When I told everybody that Tony Buzbee was standing on business out here and he knew what he was doing the entire time. And people were saying, oh, no, he's out here. Tony Buzbee look crazy, man. He's taking L's, man. People jumping back and forth, jumping on ship, whatever side of the ocean they thought it was going, the wave was wavy, they jumped on it. Oh, yeah. Alex Spiro. Oh, no. Tony, no. You got to pick a side on this one. Good or evil, baby. You understand what I'm saying? I pick the side of good, whatever it is. But I'm going to say this. I told y'all from the beginning, all the foolishness and all the misinformation that was put out on YouTube and on social media was lies. How do I know? Because this morning, I came across a man who is a lawyer who is from the law offices of Tragos, Sartez, and Tragos. And, this guy right here, they're based, this legal company is based in Clearwater, Florida, right? And so they deal with personal injuries, all these types of things, right? Right? And so I was listening to this lawyer, and I told people this, and this is why you got to study to show yourself approval when y'all come online, because this came out today as well, and I'm going to put the entire video link in the comment section as well as soon as this video is over with. So both the video links y'all going to see in the comment section. I want to show y'all what I was telling y'all this whole time when people were saying, "Oh, hey, Tony Buzbee, he out here, man, doing shakedowns. This is a shakedown. This ain't nothing but a money grab, a shakedown. This is a sleazy lawyer." No, it's not. I told you guys from the beginning. Tony Buzbee did what the courts and everybody recommends you do: sends a basic demand letter. When you send a demand letter, those demand letters you're more than likely going to have to show the court anyways. So when a lawyer on the other side says, "Oh, this is blackmail. This is just for the people in the public to run with it and act crazy. This ain't going to make no moves in court." But I want y'all to listen to this because I told y'all this. And now you have a lawyer who is licensed and practices law saying this. Let's go.
Seem like something abnormal is happening here, that he is being targeted because of his stardom, because of his money, he is being extorted, and that this plaintiff's lawyer specifically may have a reputation for doing things underhanded or shady or breaking the court's rules, because that is exactly what's being put out there publicly. So we're going to start somewhat from the beginning of the...
And shout out to the lawyer, salute to him. That's who this is right here. And I'm going to put these links in the comment section as well. Let's keep going.
Back and forth civilly into this case. We have a situation here where by now everybody on this channel knows what's going on with P. Diddy. Federal charges, dealing with RICO, but specifically abusing people, taking advantage of people, hurting people left and right in the industry, even some minors. The allegations have come forward. There are criminal charges with a lot of those things, especially with the RICO, and there are civil allegations and civil complaints with all of the allegations, including the minors so far. And we're going to see whether or not more criminal charges come for the minors involved that have at least been victims allegedly in the civil court system. So now that we have already seen exactly what's going on with P. Diddy, we've done a bunch of videos on it. If you guys want to go check the playlist, you can. We have multiple videos with P. Diddy. Even my dad has come on for some videos to talk about the federal allegations against him. Criminally speaking, there are also civil allegations against him. And we talked about how the hundreds, if not thousands of people have come forward alleging criminal behavior against P. Diddy. If I mix up their names, P. Diddy and Jay-Z, I'll do my best. But, once in a while, that a slip of the tongue may happen. But the criminal charges are just against P. Diddy so far. Hundreds, if not thousands of allegations against P. Diddy. And hundreds of lawsuits have been filed or in the process of being filed against P. Diddy. And Tony Buzbee is the plaintiff's lawyer at the forefront of most of those civil actions. Now, he's partnering up and working with different firms in different jurisdictions, which is going to come up in this case as well. And he's also got a lot of unnamed co-conspirators and unnamed other celebrities and unnamed defendants that he mentioned in press conferences would be named later. Well, guess what? One of those unnamed celebrities has been named now, and his name is Jay-Z. And these are just allegations against Jay-Z, allegations which he has adamantly denied. But they are of similar heinous and sexual nature, and the abuses that were very similar to what has been alleged against P. Diddy. So Jay-Z obviously doesn't like that. That's not good for him. That's not good for his image. That's not good for anything. So what does he do? He hires a high-powered, if not the high-powered lawyer to the celebrities, Alex Spiro. And if you don't know that name off the top of your head, you may remember Alex Spiro represented Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin is not his only celebrity client. He's known for representing a lot of celebrities, which can be a good thing to have that kind of reputation, or we'll see if sometimes having a reputation that precedes you might be a bad thing. Certain judges or certain lawyers or certain jurors look at it and think, I don't trust this guy because of X, Y, and Z, or because of his reputation. And we'll see how that continues as this case goes on, because we're going to see part of what happened today when we read the judge's order. And
now let's talk about that. The judge's order showed y'all right now she ain't down with the play. The judge's order that I told y'all last weekend, when I told y'all what was going to happen, it already showed y'all that judge was not down with the play. And what did Jay-Z's lawyer come back in to do? Another file in the day. After the judge already said what she had to say about that. But they didn't want to listen. Let's keep going, because he's going to talk about something that I told you guys about on this channel. And everybody said I was capping. But tonight, we're going to get to the real.
She thinks about some of his antics. And I think it's important to remember that lawyers that are the lawyer to the celebrities, sometimes, most lawyers, especially big shot lawyers, especially top lawyers, especially celebrity type lawyers, you would think they have the upper hand, right? Their clients are just going to listen to them. They're the big bad lawyer. They get to choose which cases they want. They've got a line out the door of people wanting to come and hire them. A lot of times, if lawyers are high profile, or if they're famous, or if they have people knocking down the door to try and hire them. And a lot of lawyers turn away cases, right? Private lawyers pick and choose their cases. So with that, and in that relationship, usually the lawyer has the upper hand. Usually the lawyer is the one that is going to make the decisions on what's going to happen in a case. Unless you've got billionaire, mogul, celebrities that are just at a different level, which you have P. Diddy and Jay-Z, which are at that tippy-top level of client, of celebrity, of power, of money. And sometimes that can be a dangerous thing. And sometimes, lawyers can either try to, I'm not saying that's what's happening here, okay? But you'll get the context when we read the judge's order. Sometimes lawyers will maybe do things they wouldn't do in a normal case. Maybe push a little harder. Maybe say things that are a little extra. Be a little more aggressive because, wealthy clients like nothing more than a bulldog. We've had lots of lawyers say, or lots of clients come in and say, we want a bulldog of a lawyer. Is that type of lawyer you are? And we say, yeah, we're bulldogs. We're tough. We're harsh. But we're not going to do anything unethical. We're not going to make any accusations that we don't have a good faith basis to make. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to extort people into situations. We're not going to go and pay witnesses to lie or tell somebody to lie or use our influence inappropriately on any judges or jurors or witnesses, because that's just not something we're going to do. And guess what? It can be really hard if you haven't made that decision prior to getting a big client, a wealthy client, a celebrity client. And sometimes, listen, celebrity clients, sure, that can be cool, but a wealthy client is a wealthy client. They're going to pay you a lot of money, and you as a lawyer can make a lot of money on that case. And you got to make a decision before a high-dollar, high-profile case comes to you on how you're going to act, what your morals are, what your ethics are. And that's really important. Every lawyer's got to make that decision early on. You can't wait until you're faced with the question to make that decision, if that makes any sense.
Totally agree with him, man. Everything he's saying right now, 100% factual information. Factual information. And y'all are going to get educated. And this guy right here, Peter, boy, I'm telling you, I like how he breaks this stuff down, because he tells the truth. And what he's saying is absolute truth. Y'all going to get the truth tonight.
So everything in this case is on steroids because of the players involved. And one of the things that has been discussed in this case is the demand letters. The demand letters sent to Jay-Z.
Now, the demand letter. This is the letter that all these cats on YouTube run around. Oh, man, he's trying to shake him down. He's trying to shake down. Man, nigga, there ain't no shake down, nigga. A demand letter is normal, nigga. I've been telling y'all niggas this the whole time because I already know. Because I studied to show myself approved. When you don't study and you just come say dumb shit that somebody else's lawyer says, you make yourself look utterly ridiculous to people who are smart, and they put us in a box and make us look like goddamn fools. And then you go to a court of law and that shit don't fizzle in a court of law. You're like a damn fool.
And I'm sure we're going to hear it sent to other high-profile clients, and how defendants publicly use those demand letters. In this case, Jay-Z has made some public comments, and I want to read some of them to you here so you can kind of get the vibe of how they're setting up how this case is going. My lawyer...
Remember, all these people was cheerleading Jay-Z. Yeah, man, Jay going hard, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, man. He's standing on business. Yeah, it's Jay-A-Y. I flow sick. F-O, y'all haters blow it.
Received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer, quote unquote, named Tony Buzbee. He shared in the statement also that he said what he had calculated.
Now, he said it, Jay-Z alleged, and his lawyers alleged that they received a blackmail. Blackmail? Okay, let's talk about that.
Received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer, quote unquote, named Tony Buzbee. He shared in the statement also that he said what he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you, speaking to Tony Buzbee, for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. So Jay-Z saying it's an extortion of black...
And all the hoodlums out here, all the street hoodlums was laughing. Yeah, man, he's standing on business. Everybody who was educated and had half a brain was like, look at this damn fool. Them people that's over him that got real bread looking at him like he's a goddamn fool. So this boy ain't got no sense running around here running his mouth like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you one red penny. Yeah, I'm gonna embarrass you in public in front of everybody. You think that's gonna roll? You think that's gonna fly? They playing the game at a higher level, man. And I try to tell y'all this on this channel, but y'all ain't want to listen. You gonna listen tonight though? Let's go.
Mail attempt, called a demand letter, and you threatened the public court system. You threatened the lawsuit. You threatened all this stuff for money. Sounds a little like extortion. Sounds a little like blackmail, right? Well, demand letters in the civil justice system are not only commonplace.
So hold on. Say that again.
They're basically...
Say that again, because when I said this, these chumps said I was capping. Say it again. Hey, Peter. So this guy right here is a licensed lawyer, right? Not no YouTube junkie that's on YouTube or somebody that's in the comment sections or one of these content creators. No, this dude is a licensed lawyer. You go look him up. Now, I want y'all to hear what he says about demand letters, because I told y'all this the other week about demand letters, but y'all didn't want to listen to me. Y'all want to listen to the foolishness. But let's keep going.
In the civil justice system are not only commonplace.
Hold on, let's do that again.
Sounds a little like blackmail, right? Well, demand letters in the civil justice system are not only commonplace, they're basically something that should be done.
Thank you. Something that should be done. Now let's break down to these uneducated peons why it should be done. Because I'm gonna step on the ass, point blank, period. Now let's talk about why demand letters should be done. Because I broke this down, but they didn't want to listen to me. Because I already studied for the test. See, when I go into class, I already study for the test. I'm gonna get a straight A in that motherfucker. I ain't gotta cheat at all. I'm gonna get a straight A because I studied.
In the civil justice system are not only commonplace, they're basically...
Say that one more time for the crowd.
You threatened a lawsuit. You threatened all this stuff for money.
One more time.
Sounds a little like extortion. Sounds a little like blackmail, right? Well, demand letters in the civil justice
system... Let me say this. And I don't want to be browbeating black folks, but this is why you got to talk to some black folks like this. Because you have to educate yourselves, man. You just can't be running around here running on ebonics. You have to educate yourself and understand how to conduct yourself and how things are in the legal world, or else you will get your ass told to shreds. Pause. And this is why. When you listen to foolishness and you wrap yourself in foolishness, you end up looking foolish. This is why you study. And this is why you understand what the hell you're talking about when you're dealing with a legal court system, their legal court system. Because if you want to beat them at their own game, you're not going to beat them playing your game. You got to beat them playing their game. But if you don't know how to play their game, you're going to lose.
You threatened a lawsuit. You threatened all this stuff for money. Sounds a little like extortion. Sounds a little like blackmail, right?
Sounds like it.
Well, demand letters in the civil justice system are not only commonplace, they're basically something that should be done.
Why should they be done?
They are the appropriate way to handle a civil case.
They're the appropriate way. So all these Negroes that's running around here looking like damn fools to real legal minds, because real legal minds looking at, I mean, look at this nigga right here, just talking. Just stupid, just stupidity. This dude sitting up here talking about this is a shakedown. This, I mean, he don't even know the law. Just sit out here just making something like a damn fool in front of mixed company. Straight up. Public lashing.
You may ask why that is. Really, in an effort to not file lawsuits that don't need to be filed, to not publicly drag people through the mud if they don't necessarily need to be. Because in the civil court system, all you can really get is money for the most part. There are specific performance where you can force somebody to do things sometimes, but the vast majority of civil lawsuits are about money. So if all you can get is money, and you can write a letter and say, hey, I'm going to sue you. We both know I'm going to win. Let's see if we can agree on the amount of money. You can pay me now. And we don't have to clog the court system, right? The cases that can go into the court system that can use judicial resources, judges' times, JA's times, which is a judicial assistant, bailiff's time, jurors' time, if we get to a trial, are only the cases that must get there. If we can handle this civilly and come to an agreement about the money, we don't have to clog the court system. It's actually seen as a sign of good faith.
Thank you. Thank you. It's actually seen, sending a demand letter is what Tony Buzbee did, is actually seen in the court as good faith. This is another reason why the case didn't get thrown out. Because sending a demand letter is actually what is recommended. Because the judge will say, well, did you send a demand letter before you even go in court? First thing the judge is going to say. Did you send a demand letter? Why are y'all wasting our time in here? Think about this.
Judges and courts usually prefer to see parties use a demand letter and settle a case pre-suit if they can.
Say it again. Say that part one more time.
As a sign of good faith. Judges and courts usually prefer to see parties use a demand letter and settle a case pre-suit if they can. Resolve cases before you get into litigation. Now, certain wording of a demand letter can be used against you depending on what you say, and that's why it usually comes from a lawyer and not the client's own words in a demand letter. But generally speaking, they're not admissible at trial. They're negotiations, settlement conversations. Those are protected. A jury is not going to hear what you put in a demand letter for the most part as if you're extorting them or demanding money out of them, because by the time it gets there, the jury knows that. The jury knows that the plaintiff sitting over there is suing the defendant sitting over there. The plaintiff said the defendant did something. The defendant denies it. The plaintiff says they owe money for damages and the defendant denies it, or at least disagrees with the amount, which is basically the elements in the demand letter. And a lot of times lawyers will say, hey, we think we're going to win this one for X, Y, and Z. Here's what the law says. Here's what we both know you did. Now let's talk about if we can get to a dollar amount. And a lot of times that's where it breaks down. But generally speaking, demand letters are used in almost every case.
Almost every case. Almost every case. But this is why I told y'all, it is important as a people that we study and understand what the hell we're talking about before we press record or before we go in somebody's comment section running our mouth. It is very important because people who have studied, people who are legal minds, people who are in the know, they look at us like damn fools. Like, well, what the hell is this guy talking about, man? That's how they looking at us, bro. What is he talking about? He don't even know what he's talking about. He's on here talking jibber jabber. But when you talk to real legal minds, people who have really went to law school, people who are really studying and really in the field, this is what you hear. This is common. Almost everybody in a civil case uses a demand letter. What does it do? It keeps the situation confidential. It keeps it out of court, wasted court fees. And what it does is allows the people to respectfully and peacefully resolve their situations behind the scenes without having to use the court's resources and waste everybody's time.
Lawyers, not all lawyers, know that. And most judges...
Now, let me say this again. He said almost all lawyers know this.
Most lawyers, a lot of times that's where it breaks down, but generally speaking, demand letters are used in almost every case.
Demand letters are used in almost every case. Every case. So when they say stuff to y'all about, oh man, they sent us a, man, that is just to sway the public. That shit ain't gonna work in the court of law. That's why y'all are surprised when y'all hear the judge ruling. I wasn't surprised. I've been told y'all this. This is why you always read the fine print. This is why. Smash the like button. Class is in session.
Here's what we both know you did. Now let's talk about if we can get to a dollar amount. And a lot of times that's where it breaks down. But generally speaking, demand letters are used in almost every case. Most lawyers, not all lawyers, know that. And most judges, not all judges, know that. So whenever somebody publicly says something like, and we've had it happen before in some of our high-profile cases, and for the most part so my dad has represented a lot of high-profile clients on the criminal side, but we've only really, from my perspective, most of the high-profile parties that are involved in my case would be people we're suing. And, a lot of times you don't see this type of reaction from an insurance company or a big company. We've sued a lot of them. They won't come out and say it's blackmail or extortion, but sometimes high-profile individual defendants will come out and say something like this. And, it's unfortunate, but I get it. They want to, if they feel like you're wrongfully suing them, they have the right to say things. They have freedom of speech. They have the right to defend themselves. They have the right to say, I didn't do this. And that's perfectly fine. But we know as plaintiffs' lawyers that this is not going to come back to bite us. They act like, well, once we tell the judge what you put in this demand letter, you're going to be in trouble. And it's like, that's not really the case.
Thank you. And this is why I told everybody, people look stupid, acting like they were surprised when the judge did not dismiss the case. When everybody thought, oh, look at what he did. Tony Buzbee out here doing a black man. No, he's not. The legal system, they don't look at it like that because they know this is recommended that lawyers do this stuff. Send demand letters. This is recommended. In fact, if I was a lawyer, you know what I would ask Alex Spiro? Alex, how many demand letters have you sent? You're a lawyer. You're illegal. How many demand letters have you sent in your career? And I want y'all to listen to how many demand letters he sent. Right? Nobody asked that question. Nobody asked, oh, man, it's a money grab. He's a shakedown artist. Okay. Ask Alex Spiro, how many demand letters have he sent throughout his career? Ask him that. Ask Jay-Z's lawyer that. But y'all won't ask him that. Right? You won't ask him, have he sent demand letters? Right? And then ask him, well, Alex, what's the difference between your demand letter and the demand letter Tony Buzbee sent you? Can we see it? How much y'all want to bet he won't let y'all see it? They said he's trying to absorb millions of dollars out of Jay-Z. Let's see the demand letter. Show us the copy and show us where he said, give us this amount of money. Show us. We're waiting for it right here. This is why I try to tell y'all, man, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, bro. It's a terrible thing to waste. You always have to study, man. I get frustrated when cats don't study, bro. Because it's right there. All the answers is right there in front of you. The resources are right there. They're right there. And you walk around here with this fake hood street rat mentality. Yeah, good in the hood, in the street, on the block, on the strip. Man, that shit don't work in the court of law. When you go in the court of law, you're not going to go in there with that same BS you wearing on the streets. They're going to put some khakis on your ass, a shirt and a tie, right? And you're going to look goddamn respectable in that joint. That's what you're going to do. That's the truth.
I write a demand letter basically expecting the judge to read it, right? Just like you write emails and we say, expect your mom to read it.
I write a demand letter expecting the judge to read it. Straight up. You see this? You see this? Let's keep going.
To be public. Well, when it comes to demand letters, let a judge read it. Here's what you did on this date. Here are the out-of-pocket expenses. Here's the medical bills. Here's the damages that you caused my client. Here's how much money we want. And by the way, you also usually can't use the amount demanded in trial to say, like, say we want $1 million. That's the demand we make. But at trial, we ask for $5 million. They can't go back and say, well, in the demand letter on this date, you only asked for $1 million. This is a different case. There might be more treatment. There might be more damages we didn't know about 3 years ago when we wrote the demand letter.
Great information. Great information. Shout out to Peter, man. Great information. Great information he's putting out here. This is information everybody can understand about. That's why it was very important for me to cover this type of case, because this shows people the legal side of things. This educates people. This makes you use your mind. It makes you think. It makes you study. You're not half-assing this stuff. You're really in this case. You're really studying the different facts of this case. And you're learning about the legal system and law and all these other things. And different motions and filings and all these other things that go into lawsuits and legal action and civil court and all these other things. You're learning. Right? Brother, to the brother who says many creators getting shut down the cut, some of them people lying, brother. And I'm going to tell you something, it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire. You understand? That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's keep going.
Things can change, and those are confidential settlement negotiations in the demand letter. Well, although lawyers and judges know, it doesn't always stop a lawyer from trying to call a demand letter shady. And the motion to dismiss in this case has been filed. And we're going to see the judge reference a slew of motions filed by Spyro, right? And you got Spyro, big personality, celebrity type lawyer. You got Buzbee, huge personality, celebrity type lawyer. And you got Jay-Z. Those are the three people involved here. So everything's going to be on steroids here. But in the motion to dismiss, Spyro accused Tony Buzbee of running a sprawling extortion saga, a saga whose aim is based and measured in dollars. It's an extortion campaign that was cynical and calculated to force payment of an exorbitant sum of money. The defendant would have to pay X millions of dollars irrespective of the truth or else. And again, that does sound like extortion. It does sound like a threat, right? But that's exactly what a demand letter is. It's a threat, but it's more of, can we resolve this pre-suit without filing a lawsuit? And if the answer is no, that's fine. We're going to file a lawsuit. And I always tell my clients, I've had friends ask me, hey, can you just write a demand letter for us? We don't have to file a suit on this. I don't like to do that. If I'm going to write a demand letter and I'm going to say, if we don't settle this case, I'm going to file a lawsuit, I want to be, my word is my bond, right? If I write that our law firm is going to file a lawsuit, now, things can happen where the client says, never mind, I don't want to go through all this. And that's the other thing, right? Especially for victims, if you can settle the case pre-suit and they don't have to be re-victimized and they don't have to go through the tragedy that is the wrongful death and their loved one who died in a car accident or getting hit by a truck or because some company screwed up or cut corners and put profits over people and this person ended up dead, and they don't have to relive that and you can settle it pre-suit, you better believe I'm going to try to do that for every single one of my clients. I don't want to have to put them through that again. Man, this dude is a great lawyer. He's a great lawyer. He's telling the truth. He's a great goddamn lawyer. I can tell he's telling the truth, man. And this, I know y'all don't like the truth, but the truth is, hey, it's going to set you free and it's going to keep your ass free. And that's what the truth is supposed to do. It's supposed to reign supreme. What he is saying is absolutely true. As a lawyer, you want to go ahead and settle this situation as quick as possible. If possible. If not, look, we got to take it to court. I don't want to go to court. But if you're saying that, hey, I didn't do this, now we go to court and now we have a jury proceed over who's telling the truth and who's lying. Now, I have to bring my evidence, and you bring whatever evidence that you have to prove your case. Right? That's how it rolls. And if a defendant doesn't have to publicly be dragged through it and go to litigation and spend all the money on lawyers because they're also going to still have to pay my client in the end, then that's the way it should go. If everybody agrees a wrong has been committed. If the defendant maintains that they did nothing wrong, then they should let it be handled in the court system. And if a victim says they did do it, well, let's go prove it. And it's tough, but they got to go through the court process and they got to prove that they did it. But for lawyers to write things like they asked for millions of dollars or else, it's like, yeah, or else we'll file a lawsuit because that's legally the steps that we are allowed to take. And to make those threats sound nefarious, a lot of the general public will get behind that, okay?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Peter's telling the whole truth. When they put out that statement, all the public, oh, man, they're trying to blackmail the guy. They're trying to shake him down. Man, I was like, man, look at this guy. Look at these guys. This don't make no sense. No brains whatsoever. And like this man just said, and he told the whole truth about this situation. This is what happens, man, when you don't study the legal part, bro. That is very important. You understand? And some of these dudes listening right now, they mad I'm cooking 3 the goddamn hard way. But as I said before, I'm cut from a different goddamn cloth. You understand? I'm cut from a whole different cloth, whole different stratosphere. You understand? See, I actually don't just come on here and just talk about this shit. I put my mind into the study and do the actual homework I need to do before I come on here and just open my mouth and saying anything and removing all doubt. You understand? That's right. You got to put some work behind this, man, and make sure you know what the hell you talking about before you press record.
A lot of people watching this may disagree with me and say, that sounds like extortion. You should never do that. Okay, that's fine. And that's why defense lawyers like to publicly make statements like that. They tried to extort me out of money. If it was true, they would have just filed.
That's why defense lawyers like to make statements like that, because the general public has a certain thought process. And it's not the same as what the legal process is. The legal process looks at these things differently. The legal process will look at you and say, well, did you send a demand letter? Did you guys have any kind of mediation before y'all come over here? Oh, you didn't? Okay, good. The same thing with Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion filed a lawsuit against that girl. What did the court say do? Y'all need to have a meeting and have mediation. That's what the court made them do, have mediation. These are all facts. But people don't want to see this. They're not trying to waste the court's time, have people go in here, had to sit before a judge, go through all this stuff. They're not trying to have that. Right? Now, if you're adamant, you want to go through this whole process and prove, okay, cool, let's do it. Right? I'm just trying to tell y'all this. But don't be surprised when Tony Buzbee keeps winning all of these different little motions. Because he's operating under the law, not the popularity of public opinion. Because you're not going to win this case in popularity of public opinion. You're only going to win this case in a court of law. And that's the thing. Tony Buzbee played this thing hook, line, and sinker. He got these people out here doing all this hooping and hollering, saying all these things on the record that normally, under normal circumstances, they would not say. Now he's sitting out here like, man, I don't got these guys to say all this stuff on the record, bro. It's going to be smooth sailing now. So if Tony Buzbee starts to take his time and slowly put out little pieces of evidence here and there, now that's going to be real ether, because guys have came out, opened their mouth, and spoke a whole lot early and put themselves in certain situations on the record. That's why when everybody was downing, talking about, oh, why did he send that girl in that interview? That was stupid. No, it wasn't. That was very smart and intelligent. And I said it from the beginning, and I stood on it, and I stand on it now. That was not a dumb move. Anybody that thinks it's a dumb move, they're a dummy. Period. That's an excellent move he made. And I told y'all that from the very beginning when everybody doubted me about that move. And it proved to be in that court writing. When I told y'all, Tony Buzbee put that, he had to have allowed her to do that interview. She's not doing an interview without him present and him giving the okay. Your lawyer in that situation is always going to be present. I guarantee you Tony Buzbee was sitting in the background. He had no problem with the questions. If he did, he would have told her, don't answer that. But he wanted that to be put out there. He wanted all of y'all to come out here and jump like a bunch of hooligans and act, because y'all not reading the law. The law gives a certain time frame of period of time for these types of actions. Tony Buzbee is operating under the law, not under the popularity of public opinion. These are all facts. That's why everybody running around here surprised. Oh, man, I can't believe this. Man, I believe it. This shit was too easy. That shit was too easy for Tony Buzbee. That was an easy win for Tony Buzbee. That shit was a layup. Now he don't got Jay-Z and them out here saying all this stuff on quotes. He don't got Alex Spiro out here, got the judge mad at Alex Spiro now. Tony Buzbee won. Got the judge mad at Alex Spiro. Spiro told Spiro to fall back. He don't came out and wrote another foul in the day. Tony Buzbee don't set this thing off. All he did was light the fuse and let these dudes go ahead and do it to themselves. I said all he did was hand in the match. That's all he did. And y'all sitting over here just acting like this. Man, this man is cool, calm, and collected. He did exactly what he wanted to do. Now they're in a pocket because they put themselves in a certain situation. They have publicly denied all of these allegations. And not only that, they have put themselves in a box. Right? Think about all of these things that's going on now. So now all of these things, Tony Buzbee can use in the court of law because they're on the record. But people are not thinking like that. Think you always got to have mind elevation and think 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. If you don't, you'll always be behind.
Lawsuit. No, it's not how it is. That's not how plaintiff lawyers do it, and that's not how judges want you to do it. Judges want you to try to resolve it pre-suit. Throughout the case, if I had a nickel for every time a judge told me, why don't you guys just go resolve this? Why don't you go talk in the hallway? Why don't you guys get on a call and see if you can settle this? Judges want us to settle cases. They don't want us to waste judicial resources if we don't have to. The only cases that should go to trial are a small percentage, the ones that really we have major disagreements either on the facts or the amount of money that a case is worth. More from the motions filed by the defense. When the defendant refused to pay and instead took measures to establish his innocence, this unnamed plaintiff and her self-promoting counsel, whose name has been splashed across headlines and press conferences under auspices of representing her, went to extraordinary lengths to shut down a fair defense. But those efforts too failed. And I think the only, legitimate little nugget there that he's saying how they're trying to shut down a fair defense is the plaintiff is still trying to remain anonymous. Because that tactic is inconsistent with a genuine effort to determine the truth or falsity of these allegations, as opposed to an effort to produce a quick, extortionate settlement, the defendant is respectfully seeking either dismissal of the allegations or disclosure of the plaintiff's identity. I will just let you know, most of those types of allegations, that it's extortion, he's trying to get money, he's doing press conferences, none of that's going to make him dismiss the complaint, right? At best.
Told y'all this. None of it's going to make him dismiss the complaint. I told y'all this before. When she did the interview, everybody said, oh yeah, the case going to be dismissed. Oh boy, still ain't paid my $1,000. Trey Lance still ain't paid my $1,000. That fool told me, talked about me like a dog. I ain't know nothing. When that girl did that interview, you an idiot, Ticket. Give my money. Give my money. You an idiot. That case gonna be dismissed. They're gonna get that case dismissed instantly. I said, bro, that case ain't going nowhere, you damn fool. Tony Buzbee set you up hook, line, and sinker, and every last one of you went for it. He out here playing chess in real life, though, nigga. And they all went for the okie doke. Every last one of them. Every one of them. They didn't ask no questions. They didn't ask. Oh, her dad said that he never remembered this. They didn't ask. Well, is her father special needs? They didn't ask. Could her father have been paid off? They didn't ask any questions about her father. They only said, oh, well, look what her father said. They don't even know her father at all. But they didn't have the mindset to think logically about any other possibilities. Think about this. Think about what I'm saying to y'all. Tony Buzbee operating out here. He operating out here. We don't know if Tony Buzbee people could have ran a play. What do you mean run a play, Ticket? I mean ran a goddamn on flea flicker. What are you talking about? Oh. And I'm not accusing Tony Buzbee of this. But let me give you an idea. This is if somebody's really diabolical and they really want you to destroy yourself. You know what they do? I watched this on an episode of Matlock. It was an episode where this woman, her husband had died. And the business guys that he had worked with were pretty much responsible or all had a little hand in his murder. But she wasn't supposed to know. Right? But to help Matlock solve the case, they didn't know Matlock had really gotten to her. because she went up to them and said, look, I know what you guys did to my husband. Cut me in. And they cut her in, not knowing they were setting themselves up for failure. Right? So when they talk about the father, nobody knows whether or not the father was sent. We don't know. I'm just throwing the idea out there. I don't know. But you never know. Somebody can say, hey, yo, Ticket, go over there and tell them, hey, look, man, I don't like what my daughter's doing. Yo, y'all slide me something, and I'm going to speak out against her. I got you. But meanwhile, I'm working for the other side. I'm setting you up just to make sure I got a record of you and what you doing. That way, when I hit you in court with this evidence, and smile, and you find out you got set up. But I'm not saying that's what Tony Buzbee's doing, because I don't know what his game plan is. I'm just saying it's funny how nobody asked any questions about the father, except for, oh, the father just said that he didn't. Man, y'all ain't asked no. These dudes ain't got no backup questions. They ain't got no backup questions. Mind elevation, man. Mind elevation.
What he's saying is, in order for a fair defense, we need to know the name of the plaintiff, so the judge may give them the name of the plaintiff. We'll have to wait to find out when we read the judge's order together.
And that's another thing. Do you really want to know the name of the plaintiff? Do you really want? Because see, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Y'all say that we want to know the name of the plaintiff, right? Well, what if they reveal the name of the plaintiff and their background is squeaky clean and they're known as a reputable person in the community with no smut on their name? Reputable. That's really gonna hurt. That is really gonna hurt. So sometimes it's best that the general public and people don't know. The same way Tony Buzbee outsmarted everybody, because Tony Buzbee put that girl on the NBC interview knowing that she was going to get all those questions, knowing that she was going to say she had inconsistencies in her story, and Tony Buzbee knew the case wasn't going to get thrown out, because he knew he was operating under the parameters of the law, not the parameters of public opinion. And the most important thing that I told y'all Tony Buzbee did from the beginning, when everybody was doubting what he was doing, I told y'all he was running a play, because he wanted everybody to know that the girl was special needs. And when he made that filing, bing, that was put in the official court filing from Tony Buzbee. So now, when you go to court and you look at a girl who was that age, who allegedly had gotten hands put on her, drink spike, and she's special needs, and everybody's antagonizing and talking about, oh, well, she can't remember this. She's special needs. How hard is it right now for but she stood on her main point, that she stood with the allegations that they did it. Those are her allegations. She stood on that. She said she had some of the details mixed up, right? Now think about this. Think about what I'm saying now, right? A lot of y'all in this chat room can't remember what you did 3 weeks ago. If somebody said, what did you do on November the 25th? You wouldn't know. You'd be like, damn, what did I do? You couldn't give an absolute hour-by-hour timeline. So you're talking about something that happened 20-something years ago. Now, different people have different mental capacities. I know some people that remember stuff that happened when they were 7, 8 years old in their life. I don't remember nothing. Me personally, I don't remember nothing that happened to me 12, 11 or younger. I can't remember verbatim. I might remember something vague, but especially when I was younger than 8 years, I don't remember nothing. Nothing, bro. I literally don't remember nothing. Bad memory. Everybody doesn't have the same memory. That's one thing y'all gotta understand. That's why the courts operate the way they do. You have to remember, everybody don't think like you. So the courts consider that when they have these laws and different rules and regulations that they lay out. Right? So while you may have a great memory, you're expecting everybody else to have a great memory. And that's not how this world works. Some people have great memories, some people don't. Some people have great eyesight, some people don't. See? And to the person who said that you had nothing bad to you, it's been things that have happened that have been bad that I got in a fight or something like that. I can't remember the exact day. I can't remember exactly every detail that happened. I might remember vaguely. If you got jumped in school when you were younger and got the hell beat out of you, you might not remember exactly which day it was. If somebody said, go pick out the day in the year, it's going to be hard for you to just remember that off the top of your head. You might not even remember what grade you were in. You might remember you was in high school or middle school. You might not remember exactly what grade you were in. Like I said before, you guys have to consider all these different things. That's why the law, it opens up a spectrum for all these different possibilities because of the mind capacity, the mindset of a lot of different people. That's why I tell you I got to think.
So that's what's happening here. Is, by the way, we have gone, almost 20 minutes and we didn't mention who Jay-Z is married to, which is Beyonce, one of the biggest celebrities on the planet. I feel like she's bigger than Jay-Z. I could be wrong. You guys can disagree with me, but she's involved as well, right? Her husband, their kids, and this is disgusting behavior that he has been accused of. So they have to protect that reputation. And the way that they've started to protect it is with public comments and language. I don't know if I want to call it unnecessary language. I'll call it some nasty language. People got so mad when, I don't remember if it was me or my dad that said, Luigi Mangioni's lawyer, who is a female, and a stud lawyer, and probably a bulldog, right? If you have that position she had for 20 plus years, the prosecutor's office, to work your way up to be one of the top prosecutors there, and then now to be a criminal defense lawyer getting high profile cases, she probably is a bulldog, and I don't think she would take any offense to anything that my dad or I have said in any video. But just to not make it to one gender, which I don't think I have. I'm positive I said Alan Jackson said some nasty stuff during Karen Reed's case, and saying somebody says something nasty doesn't mean they're a nasty person. This isn't a derogatory name-calling situation. I hope people know that have followed me for long enough. For the years I've been shouting thousands of words on the internet that I don't like to attack people personally. Some people beg me and wish I would attack especially lawyers personally. I really try not to do that. But Alex Spiro had some nasty words for Tony Buzbee and this case. We read some, but he also pointed out Tony Buzbee has had some misconduct on several other occasions, including during his time representing Los Angeles socialite Rebecca Grossman. Buzbee's behavior while representing that defendant was reprimanded by a presiding judge in a December 18th legal filing. The presiding judge rebuked Tony Buzbee, declaring, "We cannot have the defense violating pretrial rulings and exposing the jury to evidence that contradicts those rulings," and reprimanded him for his conduct, stating that if it continued, the court would consider financially sanctioning Buzbee and reporting Buzbee to the state bar. So he puts that in the filing for this case. How is that relevant, right? Now, what he's trying to do is argue that we can't just take what Tony Buzbee says on face value. He also made allegations Tony Buzbee is basically practicing law in New York without a license because he didn't pro hoc vice in. So he's making those allegations, but he's really dragging his name through the mud, bringing up old crap, right? Why are you bringing up old? That's a quote from a movie, but it's like he's doing it. He's trying to make Tony Buzbee look as bad as he can to this court. He is trying to let this court say, a lot of lawyers, Judge, you can read, you can take their word for it. You can give them the benefit of the doubt. They're probably not going to lie to you. They're lawyers. They're members of the bar. They're here in good standing, but not this Tony Buzbee, Judge. He doesn't practice here in New York. And look, in some of the other jurisdictions he's practicing, he's been reprimanded before. Be careful what you wish for. There's some irony here. He also said that just the factual inconsistencies in this case, the timeline and possibilities, the lack of corroborating evidence make the plaintiff's allegations wholly unreliable. And she has even admitted that there are some inconsistencies in her story. He also said the defendant, Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, has built an impeccable reputation. He has never been accused of, let alone engaged in, any sexual misconduct. Well, until now. And he'll never be able to say that in the future if this is alleged again, because it has been alleged here. So you can see there, protecting a high-profile celebrity client, going hard for them. Tony Buzbee said his client only sought a confidential mediation. Since he sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued him, Tony Buzbee, that's right, Jay-Z has sued Tony Buzbee, but he has also tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened, and I'm very proud of her result. So both sides say, hey, you're not gonna big league me. I'm gonna big league you. You're not gonna pat me on the head. You're not gonna sun me. I'm gonna sun you. And they're both more and more emboldened, digging their heels in, and here we go. There's also more we're going to hear from the actual judge's order about what's been going on back and forth. But before we get to the judge's order, in case you don't believe me about demand letters, let's take a look at Federal Rule 408, Compromise Offer and Negotiations. Prohibited uses. Evidence of the following is not admissible on behalf of any party, either to prove or disprove the validity or amount of a disputed claim, or to impeach by a prior inconsistent statement or a contradiction. So you cannot use compromise offers and negotiating, which is a demand letter, by the way. You can't use it to prove or disprove the validity of any disputed claim or the amount of any disputed, by the way. You can't use it to prove or disprove the validity, meaning the validity of any disputed claim or the amount of any disputed claim. You also can't impeach somebody with a prior inconsistent statement or a contradiction that comes from a demand letter. These demand letters are protected. The judicial system wants lawyers to send demand letters. There are even certain cases where you have to send a demand letter. It is a condition precedent to filing the complaint. Furnishing, proffering, offering, or accepting, promising to accept, or offering to accept a valuable consideration and compromising or attempting to compromise the claim. So you can't even hold it against the defendant if they're like, okay, I got your demand letter. I'll offer you $10,000, not $1 million. You can't use that later. Compromise the claim. So you can't even hold it against the defendant if they're like, okay, I got your demand letter. I'll offer you $10,000, not $1 million. You can't use that later. The defense offered $10,000. They admitted that, they owed me money. You can't use it for that because we want to encourage settlements if both sides can agree it's time to settle. Not force settlements, but encourage them. Conduct or a statement made.
Try to tell y'all this. Slow cook. But you guys definitely let me know what y'all think. Go subscribe to the Lawyer You Know's YouTube channel. And he broke the entire thing down on this video. I'll put the link to that video and the Boss Talk 101. They dropped that video an hour, but probably about 2 hours ago on their channel as well. So I'll put both of those links at the top of the comment section so y'all can check out those individual videos that I sourced in this live stream. And let me know what y'all think. I wonder if people still running around here calling Tony Buzbee a fool and saying Tony Buzbee is doing stupid stuff when this dude I've been out here goddamn putting up a master class this entire time. He's throwing a master class this entire time. Period. Y'all let me know what y'all feel. Salute everybody. I appreciate all y'all. All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.straight that str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do to stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.